That's it, all in and set. They're off, racing for the Qipco 1000 Guineas. Tahira not the best of them into stride. Matilda Peacock is one of the first runners to show. Queen Me is in a prominent position as well. Sweet Harmony and Mawj are leading the group towards the stand side. Naomi LaPaglia is up in a prominent position also as they begin to settle down. Two groups, but a yellow cap of Matilda Peacock is the clear leader. The group on the left. On the right is Sweet Harmony. Mawj in all royal blue is not far behind her. Mama's Girl, and with her is Olivia Marauda, a prominent position. And then the yellow of Stenton Glider not far behind the leaders as they begin their journey now, already down to halfway, with Matilda Peacock having the advantage to Naomi LaPaglia and Queen Me. Lazoo's on that far side with Polly Pop there as well, and Queen Me on the extreme right. Sweet Harmony and Mawj leaving there to Mama's Girl. Tahira, she'll be about eighth now, making her run. Remarco's behind her, and then Column's Dream of Love as they head then down past the bushes now. Tahira in the green, chasing Mawj with Mama's Girl towards the right into contention as well. Lazoo's not far behind on the far side of the course, and still Matilda Peacock with a little bit of a chance as well. Heading down into the dip now, in blue Mawj, in green Tahira. This pair are clear in the Qipco 1000 Guineas. Behind them in third place is Matilda Peacock, and it's Mawj in the blue colours fighting on strongly. Tahira the green jacket, but it's Mawj just in front of Tahira. They're well clear from in third position Matilda Peacock, and they're followed in by Carnarvon.
What a fantastic duel for the Qipco 1000 Guineas between Mawj and Tahira. Mawj getting the better of Tahira, and a win for Oisin Murphy on board for Saeed bin Suroor, who of course trained Kazia to win this race and go on to win the Oaks back in 2002. They are a yawning way clear of the third, who is Matilda Peacock, who's run a great race for Kieran Cotter and Ronan Whelan, out towards the four in the early stages, and despite showing quite a fractious demeanour in the paddock, she really has run a corker for third place. And then there's a group of them bunched in the placings for fourth. Is it Carnarvon in fourth? It's hard to tell with the sun shining on our dusty monitor, but we know what is involved. It is Carnarvon in fourth, so she's run really well for Jack Chadden, his first runner in a classic, and Connor Beasley. It'll be interesting to see if the stewards take a look at this. I wouldn't mind seeing a head-on. 9-1, Mawj is returned, and Oisin Murphy was talking about how delighted he was to have a winner at Newmarket. Well, he'll be absolutely delighted to have this 1000 Guineas success, his first success. Of course, he won the 2000 Guineas on Qipco, and he rode High Royal to finish second in the race yesterday. Here's the head-on. She's just edging right in the dip there and has just nudged Tahira across, but they're keeping relatively straight now. And just watch it to the line. There was no, they're coming close together. That's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. And then it's Tahira, who maybe is being insinuated right by Mawj, but more hanging right herself in the closing stages. What do you think?
I think if I'd backed Mawj, I'd be a bit gutted if I lost that, I must admit, in this Stewards' inquiry. I don't think there's a lot in it.
I was expecting more than that, I have to say, from the side
too right, yeah. It just looked as though Mawj had carried Tahira further across, and Tahira probably just that lack of experience has just cost her probably just a touch. She was slowly into stride, and probably lack of a run, and those noises that Dermot Weld was making, that, you know, she was a couple of weeks behind. You just saw that in Chris Hayes' body language, really. He was just trying to hold her together and, cajole her to the front, really.
They break into two groups here, and there's quite a difference of opinion. And immediately you felt that when Tahira was a little bit slowly into stride, that perhaps she might have been in the wrong place. As it turned out, she probably wasn't.
Well, that brazen early speed from Matilda Peacock, now well, she ran, by the way.
Yeah,
she finished third.
Huge.
I mean, that's a tremendous effort from her. Well done to her connections. But she's obviously taken that far side group along at a swinging gallop. Near side is Sweet Harmony, one of the two runners for Richard Spencer, who's gone forward there. His other runner was forward on the other side, I think, as we'll try and see on a very grainy picture. But yeah, they look more brazen early speed over on that far side, and that obviously compromised Tahira a little bit, who had to be dropped in.
But Mawj, of course, is leading that group along.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Oisin Murphy was quite happy to take this familiar position for Mawj, and she's just travelling easily, comfortably within her own speed here.
Yeah, brilliant training performance as well by Saeed bin Suroor as well to bring her back from Dubai 10 weeks ago and win a Guineas. But you can see from an early point, really, probably between the 3 and the 2 as they sort of approaching the dip, that this is going to be a 2-horse war, really, and a shootout from that point on. To hear her look like the class filly that we know she is, the way that she's loomed up alongside Mawj, and then just that lack of condition perhaps has just dulled that brilliant acceleration that she showed in the Moy-Glare, and Mawj has just out-battled her and gone all the way to the line. And look at the distances. I mean, you know, if you're back to here, you're unlucky, really, because, you know, different postcode to the third. That Fresh Air is third, isn't it?
And Oisin Murphy absolutely loving that. But clearly he served that ban for the breaches of COVID protocols and the breathalyzer test that he failed, and he came back and has been spoken about his contrition. But he will take the headlines, but in many ways it's a huge story for that man, yes. Saeed bin Suroor, his first 1000 Guineas winner since Qazz in 2002, his third in all, of course. Cape Verde he won the race with as well, and in recent years has been very much overshadowed by Charlie Appleby within the Godolphin operation. This will be very sweet for him.
Absolutely. It's a phenomenal training performance, really. Obviously, it's a link that's gone back quite a long way between Oisin and Saeed bin Suroor, who's quick to use Oisin in his formative stages in the saddle. And it's obviously paid out, and that'll give Oisin enormous just a fantastic feeling, I think, to be able to deliver a race like that for Saeed bin Suroor. Enormous pleasure for him.
You're right to point out that they've had quite a partnership between
Ben
the two
Battle,
of them.
how many years ago was that?
Absolutely. Ben Battle would be the most significant one, probably, but this, I think, even more so. And well, I remember when Mawj won the Duchess of Cambridge at the July course in July. Saeed was saying, you know, she's not just a 2-year-old. You know, she's not just a sprinter. She may be small, but this filly can get a mile, and she has very much proved, and she had to be incredibly doughty to see off Tahira today.
Oh, I mean, guts and determination, the first 2 home. I mean, it's not easy on that ground, it's tacky. You know, I think that bit of conditioning perhaps in Meydan has certainly helped the winner. You know, not to knock Tahira, but I think there was a tremendous effort from both fillies, obviously.
Absolutely. Mawj has got a 20-1 quote from Unibet for the Oaks. I couldn't really see her, maybe 10 furlongs, but really she looks like a mile from me. I couldn't really see her as a 1.5 mile horse. Let's enjoy this today, because it was a superb performance from Mawj, ridden by Oisin Murphy and trained by Saeed bin Suroor, his third 1000 Guineas.
Yes, and his first since 2002 in Cassia. 9-1. Mawj goes in. Congratulations to Saeed bin Suroor, Godolphin, and Oisin Murphy. We'll be hearing from Winning Connection shortly. Tahira 6-4, the favourite, and what a run from Matilda Picotte for Kieran Cotter in the frame in the 1000 Guineas, and back to Newmarket shortly. In the meantime.